Permission is not required. Some people will never chase their dreams if they don't receive permission to do this. They need support, approval, cheerleading. Maybe you jumped in and it didn't work out very well. Maybe it was too painful and now you don't want to risk revisiting the same experience. Get up and dare to succeed again. Maybe you jumped out of a plane and you didn't have a parachute. I just made that one up. Get up and dare to succeed again. You have already done the dirty work and you know how to fail. Failure is not finality. Failure is a gift when it is done well. The greater the fall, the more wealth of experience and wisdom can be accrued. A mess becomes a message. A shamble turns into a success story. People want to know stories about real shit. Everybody wants to be the hero of their own story. Let your hero have a story that is one worth telling. Don't drown out your sound to fit in with the choir. Be the lead vocals to your life path and realize that you are not as unique as you think. Somewhere out there is someone else who needs to know your story. Every wrong corner could be the saving grace for another lost soul. Yeah. Where'd you get those cookies?
Dad gave them to me.
God, we're still sugar babies here. Just kidding. Every wrong corner could be the saving grace for another lost soul that resonates with your fear, shame, grief, failure, and vulnerability. Get out of the way. This is not all about your image anymore. It is about the collective mission and your duty to this group. They have prepared for your story. They are waiting. Time to pop the lid open and submit to the call. Speak from the higher heart. Don't think about the logistical parts of the story. And do not concern yourself with the timelines of events or the sequence of the message. Start where you begin to see in that moment. Let your inner guidance show you. Do not keep looking for social cues. Haven't you seen enough to know that it's safe to let your freak flag fly? Be okay with pushing awkward buttons and suggesting new or unpopular ideas. Put your own spin on the facts of what is and play fair for both sides. You chose to be an ambassador for both camps, and you will share a dialectical approach to the history of the experience of duality. Share who your masters were and who they are. Speak the truth about Jesus and Mary. Be a revelation and make the big reveal. You have always wanted to do this. You know you can make this a success for all concerned parties. Speak your own experiences, not any other truth. These are the only reliable source of truth. The only reliable source of truth is in your own subjective experiences, dreams, feelings, ideas, and fears. Your eyes are your eyes. Look only through your own lens, and you will know the way to speak on all subjects. Well, that's if you have a multi-dimensional lens, though. Because if you're looking through one lens only, that lens could be colored with blue. And maybe the other lens colors everything green. Maybe another lens covers everything with red. And so on and so forth. Everything is... really, everything that exists is just a projection or a picture. I'm going off the rails here. I gotta slow down. That's why I'm writing first. I should not be recording this. Well, this is gonna be like my first typo. I guess I'll save this for like the blooper reel 2 years from now. It wouldn't even really go on camera looking like this anyways. Like, no, yeah, I haven't slept in like 2.5 days and I haven't showered yet. This is exactly how I want to make my debut to the world and tell everybody who I am. I want to be that girl. Yeah, well, that girl is real. She's real. She's really talking to herself right now. Well, actually, no, she's talking to a camera in third person. Okay, I'm just anxious. Do not concern yourself with discretion, because your heart will deliver the information with all the truth, and speak a frequency that is for healing and integration and the highest good for all. Your ego/mind doesn't need to delay you with details and surface concerns. Spread the content first, then build a pretty network with all the bells and whistles. Humble out of the gate will give you a greater impact on your viewers. Show your unfiltered personality. Your higher self, 5D plus, is merged within the 3D plane. It is how you maintain your anchor and equilibrium. You are unshakable today, and this gives you a great advantage for succeeding at this. Don't hold yourself to another person's standards of success. You already are far more successful for having gone through the journey and staying until you broke through the dark night. The fun begins now. Go get 'em. This is my first video of this time and space in reality. I've made lots of videos, and I've had lots of different stories leak all over the place in different stages of my sobriety as a human being. I am a spiritual being that's in a human vessel. I have a multi-dimensional consciousness. I am very human in the respect that I experience all the same things that humans feel on a primal level. I experience pain, I experience grief, I experience jealousy, pride, anger, fear, shame. I experienced what it's like to limit the world because of your own perception of what is possible or what is true. And I spent a very long time, 32 and almost 33 years of my life, really trying to know who I am in this world. And what I did to do that is I looked outside at everything that's in this world and wanted to understand it first. I thought that maybe if I studied all these other things, that maybe I would help find out who I am. And how does that work? Well, we're all born, and we don't come here with like, you know, an instant software upload that tells you that you've got the highest running machine. We come here thinking that we're working with like an old DOS system and we listen to what we're told. We do things that make people happy because that's how society stays harmonious, is without conflict, or so we think. Conflict is very much something that is normal, and it should never be seen that unity consciousness means that we don't ever differ in our views or opinions or belief systems. Unity consciousness means that we have enough understanding that we are all equal in this world as living beings, to know that like our differences about how we view minor things like religion and race and sexual orientation and gun control, that these things are not as important as the bigger picture, that we are all humans, or we are all living beings, that we're all something that is deserving of respect. So if I don't agree with somebody and I don't live in the same exact belief system as them, that does not make me live in a dystopian society. That just means I live in a society where people are free to be who they want without having to prove themselves worthy of being accepted, desired, something that's an integral member of society, somebody that has importance, that has value. In 5D, you have an understanding that everything has value, and you don't elevate yourself to a place of superiority that makes you look down on somebody for being at a different stage or different anything. You look at everybody's unique perspective, and you see the value in things that don't always value you. And the reason why we can do this in 5D is because once you get into 5D, you are, through the whole experience of third dimension, and then going into fourth dimension of the illusionary world, where like you see every manifestation of everything that you've ever believed, and it shows up, and then you have to go to the point where you realize, do I want to live in this place of fear and madness, or do I want to choose to believe that there is something that is greater than any of this, and greater being something that comes in harmony and peace, and something that has an abundant future that is not going to be dictated by anything but my own desire and action. 5D is realizing that you have been the outsider that's been really through a lot of difficult lessons, karmic experiences, and you know what it's like to eat some humble pie and feel like the down and out person that is in society. 5D is people who are familiar with addictions, alcoholism, sex, all kinds of different defects of character. Everybody in 5D here is very familiar with defects of character, but we have all walked through the dark night of the soul. We've all had to look at our shadows in the places that we didn't want to look at. Things that hurt, things that feel sad, things that make us feel shame. We've all had to see all of our fragmented aspects of our personalities and our character, areas where we didn't have healthy self-concepts, or areas where we don't have healthy boundaries, areas where we are selfish, narcissistic. But you also see all the light inside yourself once you get through this place. You see that you are not all of those things that you stripped down from. You are essentially a pure part of all that exists. You're just a pure source of energy that comes from the same place as everything else that you see. And you accept that you are not a victim to circumstances. You accept that life doesn't happen at you, but you get to choose what position you sit in life. Are you the person that feels like a victim to circumstance, or are you the one that can sit back and see a difficult situation and say, you know what, I believe that my higher power, or my higher self, or God, or whoever you want to use as the guidance system, I believe that my guidance system had an idea. Oh, thank you, baby. Oh.
No, that was yours.
Yeah, it is. Look at my little baby gave me this. This is my little rainbow child. She's so sweet. It's, I don't remember where we were. Claire, what were we talking about? Do you remember what I was talking about? No.
Bye.
5D is about love, and it's about, the big breakthrough.
When are we going to have hospitals?
When you get your readings done, and, you know. All right, I gotta just think about this one. This was a fun little exercise.